Have you ever wanted to make a quick building, but you didn't have like a week to prepare? If so, this video is going to be for you. This is going to be Dungeons & Dragons crafting quick and easy buildings. Hi guys, I'm DM Dunn, and today I'm going to show you how you can make quick, easy buildings for your game table. Instead of using the kind of labor-intensive and time-intensive method of using like all of the individual foam stones and texturing them and gluing them all together and creating the walls and texturing and support beams, which look beautiful, but they do take a lot of time. So let's say you don't have the building available that you need because you're just starting in the crafting, or you haven't made that building yet, and your game is coming up in the next day or two and you want to get some good looking buildings that you can put on your game table. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I'm going to introduce you guys into Crooked Staff Terrain, and they've been nice enough to allow me to go ahead and feature some of the work that they've done and put into creating these printable textures. Now you might have seen one of the things that I've done with their textures before. I made a custom miniature called a Swarm of Papers, which you can watch that video here. And I just used his printed pages from a book that he did and made a modification from that. But he does many amazing, gorgeous, printable things that you can create for your dungeons and your your table game. And today I'm going to build a small house or a big shack. It just kind of depends on what you're using it for. And by the time that this is filmed and edited and released, I do believe he might have a thatched roof texture that you can print and put on top of the roof, which would make it a lot quicker and easier, of course. But I'm going to attempt to do a realistic 3D thatched roofing for this build. So I'm not going to teach you guys how to build the house. I'll put a link to his video he'll show you much better than I can on how to build the house and put it together. And then I'm just going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to attempt as far as this realistic thatched roof. And once we're done, I'll show you what we came up with. Okay guys, there you go. Quick, easy building, and here's what we came up with. And this is what it looks like with the thatched roof. So the brush that you saw was a really inexpensive brush. It was less than $1 when I bought it. And at the very tip, it was like a bleached for maybe like 1/4 of an inch. And I cut that part off and used the rest of the bristles. And so that's why they kind of look more, I guess, discolored and differences versus having those white tips, because I didn't want those very bright tips on there. And then one thing I think I might have forgot to put on the video too is I just use, starting from the outside edges and working the way into the center, a dab of hot glue, and just put a little bit more to kind of like do that center line of the thatching. And I did both, and then come up into the middle. So this was my first attempt. I'm going to say that it's not probably the most beautiful thing. However, I think it's going to work for what I want. I want this to be like an older, disheveled building in like a small village. So it's going to work perfectly fine for what I'm using it for. If you decide to try this and you guys come up with some great tips or advantages or ways to do things a little bit better, put them in the comments so we can all share and we can all use them, so we can grow and get better together. But this is going to work out great. Looks beautiful. Thank you, Crooked Staff Terrain, for allowing us to have access to all this kind of awesome stuff. And guys, help us out. Give us a comment, a like. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel as well. If you're going to buy anything from Amazon, go ahead and use our affiliate links. It really helps us out and it doesn't cost you anything extra. You can also help us out by becoming a Patreon. Patreon.com/DMDone to check out what you would get for each of the different Patreon levels. Guys, until next time, have more D&D fun with DM Done.